everyone, this is Kimmy Wyatt and welcome to this video. Hey. Okay, so Cash App is right there, you guys, for donations and orders. But before I get started, please, well, thank you in advance. But please like, share, subscribe, comment. Okay, and right now as it stands, this video will be on YouTube as for right now. And you can't comment on my videos unless you are a subscriber. Okay, so log into your Google account or whatever you got going on, but log into YouTube, create an account or whatever, and you can post your comments on my videos. All right, because I did that because it's like, why you're not even, I don't know if, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but you're not even a subscriber of my page, but I'm letting you comment on my videos, no more. Okay. And you know, that will probably change later on, but for right now, no. Okay. Cash App is KimMeWyattCorp all together. You may have to put the $ in front of Kimmy Wyatt. I don't think it's necessary if you're on, especially if you're already on the app. I think that's only used if you click someone's URL, like type in the entire thing like HTTPS and go to their direct page. That way, that's not working any longer. So you guys just download the app. If you don't have it, I will be having other ways for you guys to apply, or not apply, to send donations and orders. But for right now, it's only Cash App, and it seems to be working very fine, okay? And thank you guys in advance for that. Almost forgot. By the way, if you send an order or donation, do it. That's number one. Then send me an email, and that information is going to be posted wherever this video is posted. Okay. Send me an email and say, hey, Kimmy, I sent you $1. Kimmy, I sent you $2. And I thought about something today, you guys. I said, you know what? If you're going to order from me and you want to make sure that everything's working okay, and that I got it, I got your donation, I got your order. It's not about how much your donation is. It's about me knowing that everything is operable and I'm receiving everything. So I thought, just send $1 first. And then send me an email and say, Kimmy, I was just sending you $1. I'm going to send you more, but I wanted to make sure you at least got the $1 to let me know that everything is okay, and I will send you more. I just didn't want to send money and not know if everything was going correct. Brilliant. I mean, I didn't want to know, I didn't want to send more than that and find out someone hacked in your account or hacked it, whatever. So yeah, just send $1. If you want to do it this way, it's up to you. You can send all of it if you want, because everything is okay. But if you want to make sure, just send $1 of that money. And then of course I will subtract, if it's an order, I will subtract that $1 from your order. Okay. But send $1, wait for me to respond, and I'll say, oh, I did get the $1. Everything's okay. And then you can send the rest of it. It's okay. There's other ways around things when you're a gang stalking victim. There's other ways around things, period. Okay, shirt guy has a little bit of wrinkles in it because I was sitting down or whatever, and I apologize for that. But what am I going to talk to you guys about today? Okay, so coming up, by the way, I'm going to be doing a video on exactly how to order from me. So that's coming up, whether donations or orders. I'm also going to be doing, this is my little side mirror over here. I'm going to be doing a video on to let you guys know what you can order from me. Well, I can make that one video. Yeah, what the things that you can order from me, because I'm going to tell you guys my inventory, my product listing is well over 1,000 items. Yeah. Because when you incorporate that the victory dust comes in 500 smells, I could make 3,000, but God was like, hold on, now, hold on. Step back. You are already doing some stuff. Step back. So I had to bring that down. It was never official. I was like, oh, I can make victory dust in 3,000 smells to match my oil line, you know, the fragrance line for your homes, the smell goods. And I mean, he immediately, no. So I brought it down to 500. So it was never official. It was a thought. And that's $500 by itself. Then you got the skin and hair care line. Yeah, it's over 1,000 items. So I'm going to tell you guys, financially and because of room and space, privacy, security, I can't make everything that I could possibly make in here. Okay. And I just heard something. Hold on. I don't know what that was. I just heard, but let me see if everything is okay. I'm going to lock this door because I don't have my, there we go. I don't have my suitcase. Normally I would have my suitcase in here with me, but I don't. So, hold on, y'all. Ta-da! Okay, so just some stuff I want to tell you. So anyway, that video will be inclusive of me telling you guys what I can make for you guys right now. Okay? And it's really good. None of the oils. No shampoo, no conditioner. Oh, Lord. But I did come up with 2 new products. Here you go. One of them is a navel oil. Did you guys know you can basically heal yourself via your navel because your navel goes to your organs and blah, 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 blah. Okay, your navel is very spiritual. So I have a navel oil coming up where you just, for 7 days, you put it in your navel and you're going to feel the healing. You're going to feel things going on. And it's not that you have a health condition, but it's spiritual. And let me say that the next thing before I go further. The next thing is I make a night spray to spray on your hair, regardless of what's already on there. It's spiritual. You know, you go to sleep. Y'all know how I am about going to sleep and incubuses and succubuses and all that. And speaking of incubuses and succubuses, I got 2 videos and I'm going to post these videos. I know I am. But I'm also going to do a video about what I found out. I got 2 videos to post on this channel. And, to go to my other channel, scroll down and you'll see my other channels right there. But I have 2 videos I'm going to post to you guys because I told you guys I'm clairaudient. Most of you know that. And I'm also clairaudient. And I will be doing a video on the 8 clairs. Ding. I'm all knowing. That's not someone that's bragging. They know a lot. Like, they probably was never in tag class, but the knowledge that they have. Skin and hair care line, the things. So all of my stuff is spiritual. Everything that I make comes from the heart and it's spiritual. Okay. It's going to help you in your psyche. It's going to help you with something. Even the fragrances, I've told you guys that I've gone to they're triple scented, which is your nose, your sense of smell. And I have gone to people's place and I'm knocking on the door, but I'm smelling this smell coming from up under the door. Like, whoa, what is this they got going on in here? And then when they open the door, I'm like, girl, what is that, man? That smell good. What is that? And I swear this is different people. They would look at me with this look like, and I'm looking at them like, what is that? And they would give me this look like, and the look would be because they would be thinking, fool, that's your stuff. And they would finally say, they like, Kimmy, stop. In other words, Kimmy, stop tripping. You know that's your stuff, but you really don't know it's your stuff. So I'm an alchemist, you guys. I just make stuff. I don't make it like, ooh, that's mine. Ooh. No, I make stuff and because no stuck up. I'm a perfectionist and I have this heightened sense of it has to be right. It has to smell right. It has to look, that's just me. When I decorate, it has to look right. So because I'm that type of person, it's in my skin and hair care line as well. And that's just what that is. So these are things over here. I will be doing a video on things I can make. The other thing, like I said, is a spray for your hair that is going to help you in the spiritual realm when you go to sleep. You're going to spray your hair and go to sleep. You can even spray the top of your what is this called? Bonnet, if you have a bonnet, but spray your hair most importantly. And with this spray, because you guys, these demonic attacks, and speaking of these two videos, so you guys know I said I'm clairaudient and clairestient, all knowing. That anyone that's clairestient, I think I said it right. They know a lot. Like God gives them, God talks to them basically, and they know some stuff that the average person just does not know, and it's called all knowing. They're smart in this category. They're smart in that category. They could do this. They could do that. They've had their hands, whatever they put their hands on is going to turn to gold, period. So you guys, I was like, clairaudient. I can hear them in all caps talking, like saying things. And I'm like, who are these? Are these people that's astral projecting? Or these witches? Or these people possessed by demons? And And I asked God for clarification. Guess what happened last night? But before that, I had already put my finger on it. You guys, the clairaudient, the reason why I can hear, I don't want to go into detail. God dog it. The people and spirits that I am hearing, two of these people are dead. What? How you hearing them and they dead? You guys, I did not know that. I'm not going to even elaborate. Y'all stay tuned. Well, you got the physical realm, the physical plane. That's me right here talking to you guys. That's you going to the store. I didn't realize all these different planes. Planes, not something flying around, not Eastern Airlines, who haven't been in business in years, okay? since the water got hot. No, there's different planes on in the universe. I did not know that. And I'm like, what I did come up with before seeing this video, because I asked God, I'm like, God, look at her. You have helped me with everything. You got my back. You have sent the archangels. You have sent earth angels. My ancestors got my back. What is going on? Who are these people that's trying to block my destiny? I don't mess with anyone. Blah, 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 And of course, he's not going to answer you right then and there. But I've asked several times over the years. I've asked. And then I said, wait a minute. Y'all, I've been on this. They never go to sleep. It's like, that's impossible. And if they would be honest, me talking out loud, audible, I would say, y'all motherfuckers don't even go to sleep. How the hell is that possible? Literally, 24 hours, just never go to sleep. If I'm up, they're up. If I'm asleep, they're up. That's impossible for a human. Totally impossible. You're going to go to sleep. Now, there have been people that have broken records. There have been people that have stayed up. I can even stay up 72 hours. I stayed up 72 hours for my mother's birthday party, surprise birthday party. No sleep. So, and I've been able to do that since I was a kid, literally stay up for 72 hours. My son used to, I don't know about now, but he got that from me. He can literally stay up for a very long time, like with no sleep, no yawning, no nothing. Okay. And then I don't know about him. I can go sleep for 15 minutes and pop right back up. So not saying it's healthy, okay, for your psyche, but it is what it is. Now, what I did find out before I go into the video, y'all, I cannot wait to post these two videos. OMG. God sent me right to him. But it wasn't right. Now go over there and look at the video. No. I did not know. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm just going to talk about it later. It's just so much. I'm so excited. So what I found out, I'm going to tell you about two of these people just to give you a tip. They were here. The two women, even though it's really 4 women all together. And I told you 3 or 4. One of them, I don't know what happened to this chick. I do know I said something in this apartment. I said common sense. Me thinking about what I'm going to tell you guys before I discovered it. It was just me thinking, wait a minute. They got to be stuck in astral projection. From astral projecting. Y'all wait till I do that or those videos right there. Y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? No, scared. Please don't be scared. Please don't. But I do know how they got on me. I know, like, Kimmy, okay, true, but why did they pick you? It's not about picking a person. It's about what was going on in my life at the time that these so-and-so attached themselves to me. Whoo, y'all, I feel so, not only, and it could have been because of the spirit bath that I took. It could have been, I need to take a spirit bath to release and detox my body so that I can have clarification as to what's going on. But prior to it, I have to be honest, I was already thinking that these people were, they were dead, but they just hadn't gone to the other side. I didn't even know that was possible. Or no, I knew it was possible. I knew it was possible. I didn't even know that's what it was for two of them. But you got to know, anyone that's astral projecting can communicate, and they're still alive. They're just out of their body. Can communicate with someone else that astral project, although they're dead, that's stuck in astral projecting. It's a plane. It's like they can communicate with each other. One of them can come back. The other two can't. So they met on the astral plane. Y'all. But the other two were evil when they were here. And please know that good and evil are on the astral plane, but it's mostly evil. Okay, yeah. So wait for those videos. I was like, they did. How you stand up 24 hours a day? I mean, you never go to sleep. You were above my head. She just opened her eyes. But I got all this stuff on my. I mean, it's out here, y'all. I got all this stuff, foil, everything on my eyes. How did you know I opened my eyes? Because I really just did. How did you know that? And I got all this stuff over me in my eyes. She just opened her eyes up. I mean, they're saying it like it's nothing. Like, I don't care about you putting all this stuff over your eyes. I'm still going to see you when you open them up. And the eyes are the window to the soul. The soul never dies. That whole, put all that together. It's like a puzzle. If the eyes are the window to the soul and the soul never dies, guess what they want to see? They want to see your eyes. Ding. Okay? We'll talk about that later. That's going to be fun though. We'll talk about that later in videos, you guys. So right now, I'm going to tell you guys, this is for gangs, potential gang stalkers and current and former gang stalkers. But these are the planes. We talk about planes. These are the lower level gang stalkers. These people are called flying monkeys. Let y'all see that. Can y'all see it? Flying monkeys and perps. Or perps. Either one of those names. It's the same things. Flying monkeys, a.k.a. perps. Perps, a.k.a. flying monkeys. Okay? These people are asked, although studied before they're asked. Hold on, let me unplug this, y'all. Because this is a little wider than my phone. And it's making my hand go dead. Circulation. Okay, 1856. So these people are asked, these are people that are asked to be gang stalkers, you know. Trust me, number one rule of gang stalkers is that when someone is initiated or offered the attempt to make money by spying on someone, you have already been studied. They're not just going to come up to you because you're on the streets and you live in that person's building and all that. They want to know what kind of relationship you have with that person. They want to know how you are with other people. They want to know if you're two-faced and really don't like that person, regardless of how you get in their face, two-faced. They want to know on another level, or you have a jealous spirit that has nothing to even do with that person. Because if you're jealous of this person, you're probably going to be jealous of that person. If you're envious of this person, because they're listening to things that you're saying on your phone, hacking, then you're probably going to be jealous of that person too. So what they're going to do is finally, eventually approach you and ask you to be a gang stalker. And they're not going to say, do you want to be a gang stalker? You can make money. Now they will say that part. Huh? What? Okay. This woman stole some stuff from us. However they say it, they're going to reel you in. You know too much. So the money is in your, however much money you want to make is in your hands. Please know that it was MS 15 or 14, or please know that the cartels are involved in gang stalking, drug cartels. That's where the kidnapping and the sex trafficking and stuff comes from. Because they have a lifestyle and they want to keep that lifestyle up there, stealing properties, stealing out, I got so many videos to come up. That's coming up. So flying monkeys and perps. Flying monkeys or perps are also gang stalkers, but they're flying monkeys and perps because of the level of gang stalking they're on. They're usually the lower level, like they just got in. Okay, so this video is going to be called probably 2 reasons why they get flying perps and flying monkeys and perps to do their dirty deeds. Now they're doing it too, but they're going to use you to organize crime. They're going in multi-levels. Okay, they're going to use you on the lower level to do most of the dirty work. Now you're not looking at it as dirty work because you're just spying on somebody. You don't even look like we live together. You don't even look like you're spying on someone. You know why? They don't even want you to fill your head with that. They want to pay you. You're looking at the money. But at the end of the day, if it were you, you would know you were being spied on. Those kind of people. Like, I'm really not doing much. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not hitting them. I'm not harming them. But you're invading their motherfucking privacy, which is worse than anything you could ever think of. What if that person has to take their clothes off and they don't know? What if that person has children and they don't know that they're being spied on? Y'all, it's going on. Okay? Those little girls have to take their clothes off, and grown ass 60-some-year-old men are looking at them where they're taking their clothes off. They make it make sense. Little boys taking their clothes off because break it down. Because some bisexual mofo wants to look at them. Make it make sense. But you're not doing anything. You're helping. And guess what? What you don't know, first of all, that law is in their ass and that law is in your ass. Okay? Period. Check. Please know, when they go down, you're going to go down. But these 2 reasons why here they chose you. They chose you because they want their hands as clean as possible. Okay? The first reason why you're chosen, once they've studied you to see if you know that person, do y'all shake hands outside before you go to work? Do you hug each other? Is that really your cousin? Blah, 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 blah. They're going to study you and check you out before they even approach you. Who you talk to on the phone, because they're going to get by you. Here's an example. Let me break it down. You just came home with groceries. Now, you're already looked at, but they hadn't hacked in your phone yet. They know that woman lives in that building. They know you live across. They're watching her, so they know you live across the hall. They know you live on the second floor, the first floor, the third floor, and she's on the second floor. They know this. They also know that you are going to the store because they just saw you leave. They're going to follow you. Get on the same aisle you're on. Pretend like they're picking up taco sauce because you're picking up taco sauce. Pretend like they're doing this. They're going to have a little buggy, the little cart in their hand, that little carry-all or a buggy. One thing in the damn buggy. They're going to be watching you move down on the aisle. They're going to move down on the aisle. You're being watched. If you ever go to the store and you wonder why, and it's going to hit you, but you might, it's a store. They got the right to go on it. I know people like that. They can go on. And you never think, well, did it ever occur to you that they following you on every damn aisle you go to? Did it ever cross your mind? Red flag. It kills me, the red flags that some people should have, they don't have them. I'm woke. I am woke with a capital W. You are not fixing to go on more than 2 aisles. I mean, I leave the aisle, you leave the aisle. And I've had it happen. That's why I'm speaking on it. I leave this aisle and then you leave the aisle. Okay, that happens. But you're literally following me to this other aisle. Or when you see I notice things, you're like, what the fuck? You got the look on your eye, in your eyes. You coming from the other end on the aisle because you know I just went down that aisle. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's one aisle you was on. Then this me, y'all. Okay, we just so happened one to be on the same aisle. No red flag. But when I go to another aisle, you going to the aisle too, and it's 2 aisles down from where we were. Something's going to click in my head. Then we go to this next aisle. I do. Here you come down that aisle. Y'all see something wrong with that picture? 50%, over 70% of the people on the planet would see something's wrong with that picture. Sadly, 30% wouldn't. They would never question how they was on this aisle. Really don't matter because we both on the same aisle. Okay, I was there before you, but okay, this is a store. That first aisle doesn't matter. It's aisle 2, aisle 3, aisle 4, and I'm not talking about the aisles in the store by number. I'm talking about the fact that you was here, regardless of who got there first. Usually you, by the way. And then I go to this aisle 3 aisles down, and here you come over here. Okay, that's when you start raising your eyebrow, because not only it's not just because the person is on the aisle. Let me clarify something. You see this person looking at you. You see this person getting closer to you. You see this person reaching all the way up. I mean, y'all elbow to elbow. Yeah, y'all, they're right there. Like you can literally touch them because that's what they want, stealing your energy. That's harvesting your energy, which is what they want to do as well. They're reaching up and grabbing something, looking at what the ingredients are. No damn well they done bought that 10 times. or if they haven't bought it 10 times, they're not fixing to buy it at all. But here's the deal. Once a woman wakes up like, wait a minute, I'm being followed to the stove. You know, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the gang stalking. She's woke. She's waking up. They're going to put stuff in that buggy. You know they're going to buy whatever's in that buggy to look normal. I'm just going to tell y'all a little story before I go into this. Okay. Ooh, God, this is going to be great because I hadn't thought about this since it happened. Well, I thought about it since it's happened. This was years ago, y'all. Years ago. Okay. I had gone to a food bank. Y'all know what a food bank is, where you can get free food, right? No shame in my game. I did. I went to a food bank, and there was a guy there, and we kind of bonded, man. He was not a donator. What do you call it? Volunteer. Black guy. He was a volunteer at the food bank. And we bonded. He brought my stuff out and everything. And it was like we had known each other for years. We laughing and giggling. And he was like, man, what's going on? I said, man, I'm being spied on in my apartment, you know, blah, 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 blah. He said, what? I said, yeah, man, I didn't know this guy from Jack in the Hat, but I got high intuition. It was like I had been knowing him for years, y'all. Like we were the best of friends, no joke. And I said, yeah, man. I said, so I'll be sleeping right out here in my vehicle because blah, blah, you know, whatever. He said, man, I tell you what. He said, I'll be spending the night at my girl. See, he's just being honest. I'll be spending the night at my girl's place all the time, man. My apartment is, I don't even hardly be in my apartment. He said, if you want to come to my apartment and you can stay there if you want. He said, spend the night a couple of nights. He said, man, I'll give you the key. And I literally started crying. Instantaneous. I said, what did you say, man? He said, man, I'm at my girl's all the time. I ain't hardly there. You got the whole apartment to yourself. He said, I ain't even there. I don't even live there hardly. See how God will bring people in your life? See that? I said, dude, when can I come, man? I said, at first, I'm thinking like he might be psycho, but I'm checking him out. Just as, see, what got me was that he didn't mind putting his girl in the picture. Y'all see that? Did y'all catch on to that? He like, man, I be at my girl's, so I don't even live in my apartment hardly. And told me he would give me the key. He kept his word. He told me where his apartment was. No, I don't even think he had a vehicle. I came and picked him up from some hours later from the food bank, and we went to his apartment. It was right there. He said, man, here the food. You can, if you anything in here, you can have it. Because he was going over his girls that night. He did not lie. He left. He was gone all night. He was gone for days. And gave me the damn key. Y'all see that? Did y'all hear what I just said? As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what apartment I was in. There is a video right here on this YouTube channel. And God is amazing. Thank you. I got on a green top. And my hair is long down my back. One of the first videos I posted, it was on the old channel, but I moved everything over. One of the first videos I posted, if not the first video I posted on this channel, I was in his apartment. Dropped the microphone. That was his apartment. It wasn't mine. I think I even said in the video that this was not my apartment. At the time, the camera would only do 10 minutes. This is how long I've been a victim. This was 2016. The camera would only hold 10 minutes of, could have been others, but the camera I had, the phone I had, I could only do 10 minutes of videoing. Okay? This guy let me come and stay with him at his place. So we went to the store one day. I said, I don't remember his name. Let's say David. I said, David, you like fish? He said, man, I love fish. I said, I tell you what, we're going to go to the store. I'm going to cook some catfish. And we just going to have a whole bunch of fish and I'm going to cook and blah, blah, blah. He said, are you serious? I was like, yeah, man. I said, let's do it. We were like the best of friends. We left out and he had washed some clothes or something. Or I had washed some clothes or something. They were in the back of the vehicle. I remember that. Irrelevant, but I remember. But we went to the store. Let me tell y'all what happened. Now, this idiot above my head, he knows what I'm about to say. This warlock that's with the two witches of Eastwick, because it was him. When we went in that store and went to the meat department to get the fish, where you pick out what you want. I said, what kind of fish you want? Blah, blah, blah. We're just talking. Or what kind of fish you like. Because it was on me. This dude comes in to the store. I didn't know it. We way back there. But he's facing that main aisle where the meat department is. The bigger aisle. You look this way or look that way. I'm looking at the meat. He's looking down the aisle. I see him looking down there, but hey. Finally, when I said, what kind of fish you want? Or what kind of fish you like? He tells me, and he said, what kind of fish you like? How about this Hispanic dude that had come up? He was just standing there staring at me. I had an idea he was one of my gang stalkers, but what I'm going to say, I didn't even tell, even though he knew I was a gang stalking victim, I didn't want to tell him how bad it was because people wouldn't believe that, especially at that time. I'm talking 2016. Now I don't care because there's more people that are victims. So even though he knew I was a gang stalking victim, he didn't know to what degree or how bad it was. Okay? Y'all gonna love this. Y'all gonna love this. Check this out. I saw some of my gang stalkers in the store once again, but I didn't say anything to him. When I turned it on him and when he turned it on me and asked me, 34.55 in, what kind of fish I like, this idiot who had just, I knew who he was, who had just came up to the meat department, right there standing there like he was staring at me, literally looking right at me. He wasn't even looking at the fish or the meat. He was looking at me. Whole body turned in my direction. And I felt so uneasy. Do you know when he asked me what kind of fish I like, he answered, What? Yeah. He said she likes red snapper. Never looked at him, never looked at the food, looking right at me, although it was a lie. I'll eat red snapper, but that's not, but it was the look. Oh, she likes red snapper. In other words, who is this dude? I'm big and bad and bold, my chest sticking out. You supposed to be with me, blah, 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 blah. Who is he? Oh, she likes red snapper. I looked at him and gave him a look, and I put my head down. And this guy was so fucking crafty, y'all. David, aka David. David started a conversation with him. They started talking about fishing. They started talking about he said, man, you like fish? He's like, yeah. I mean, he literally started a conversation with him. Were they gonna fish? Were they fished before? Basically, blah, 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 blah. All this about fishing. Two men. When he walked off, when that Hispanic guy walked off and got at a distance, which was in the middle, he looked at me, David, aka David. And he said, I said, do you know who that was? And he said, hell yeah, I know who that was. And I said, I'm looking at him like, what? He said, Kimmy, remember we just left your apartment and you had to go in there and get you some clean clothes? That's what it was. I had to go in there for some, my pots and pans. Because I had clean clothes in the back of the Dodge Caravan. He said, remember when we went to your apartment? We just now, when we just went to your apartment. I said, yeah. We weren't even in there 5-7 minutes because I didn't even like being in my apartment. I'm in there, I'm out. He said, and I went out to go smoke a cigarette. I said, yeah. He said that same motherfucker was outside of your apartment right there outside looking at me when I was smoking my cigarette. But we way on the other side of town at the grocery store. You know how many stores he could have gone to in between? His choice. But do you know how many stores he could have hit up with the little shit he had in his little, hold on, y'all. I dropped a marker. You know how many stores he could have hit up between where my apartment was at 75 and Fitzhugh in Dallas, Texas, all the way to Oak Cliff, Texas. Tracking devices on my vehicle. Then when we get to the front, excuse me, I had to burp, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys heard it. When we get to the front, I mean, they get they little carry-outs, whatever they call, like they just to get some, and they have little stuff in it, and they will pay for it. It was a whole boatload of them at the front because they wondering, who is this? Who is that dude? Listening in to your conversations, tracking devices on your vehicle. Put both of those together. Oh, she likes red snapper. But the way he was looking at me, she likes red snapper. Like this. I got to plug this in a minute. And I just looked at him and same guy, mind you, when I was moving in those apartments, came in, I thought I got approved. Then you go pay your deposit. But I wanted to look at my apartment before I moved in. I said, man, can y'all, because I befriended the staff just from calling. I would have them on the floor laughing. So they knew who I was. They knew I was coming to go and pay that application fee. They knew once, because they didn't have any 2-bedroom, 2-baths initially, but I had a friend of mine as a backup phone number, a guy friend of mine. We were actually dating as a backup phone number in case they called. They called him. He could not, he called me and everything, couldn't find me anywhere. Then finally he said, Kimmy, they got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I said, what? Yeah, that apartment complex, they got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They just called. You need to call them. So I'm looking for my phone or whatever. He said, no, use my phone. Here you go. I called him and it was true. Not that I didn't believe him. You know, she said, yeah, she said they just moved out all of a sudden, out the blue. When I went to go pay my deposit or go ahead and take it, they gave me the key. She was reluctant to give me the key because the people had just moved out. I asked her, I said, quote unquote, can I please go see where I'm going to be laying my head? Y'all, people just draw to me. I mean, we bonded. 2 Hispanic women, 2 Hispanic that were just as sweet as pie. And the manager was a black lady, Rosalind. She said, well, we're not supposed to show. I said, can I please? And I said, well, okay. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? It's not that dirty. Here's the key. You can go look at it. Clout. C-L-O-U-T. When you have clout, when people believe in you, when people trust you. She gave me the key and I'm walking through past buildings, you know, they had like 26 buildings. You guys, I got to plug this up. I'm walking through buildings and to get to my building and no one's on the balcony. I mean, it's quiet. The birds are singing and the whole thing. But when I got in my apartment doing a review basically or looking around, that's when I noticed up in my ceiling, which would have been my ceiling, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So 1 bedroom's bigger than the other one. One of them had the bathroom in the inside and the other one had the bathroom on the bathroom was on the outside, you know. Not that it was for that bedroom, but it was a bathroom on the outside and down the hallway. Hold on, y'all. When I got to what would normally be the master bedroom because of the size of it, and the reason why I say that is because I knew I wanted to make one of those bedrooms out of an office. That's why I wanted a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay. My thing was later on when I moved in, which one was I going to make? And while I was there, while I was looking, which one of those was I going to make out of my office and which one was I going to make out of my bedroom? For me, it didn't matter as long as I could lay my head down. So you guys, what happened when I got to the bigger bedroom, put it that way, and I'm looking around like, God, this is a pretty big bedroom, and here's the bathroom. When I looked up in the ceiling, there was a trap door in the ceiling. Excuse me, from sniffling. There was a trap door in this, literally. Sometimes you'll see them in the bathroom, in the bathtub, which I think is crazy as well, but okay, the older apartments. But this was literally in the bedroom. Literally like from here, the end of this mirror, to right about here. Okay, y'all see that line? I'm gonna step back. And then it was about that wide. Yeah, exactly about that wide. Maybe an inch or 2 up. Rectangle. And I looked up there and I remember putting my foot out like, pressed for time. I was pressed for time though. I'm literally looking like, damn, do I want this apartment? I already got approved. You know, I'm real analytical. I already got approved. I don't have much money to be going and paying another application fee because I literally was in that room for 5 minutes. Literally like, dang, this is not good. Well, I want to make this out of an office or a bedroom. I'm here by myself. Anybody can come down. I just wasn't feeling it, but I took it. Pressed for time. Okay. To get back to what I was saying, When I came back with the key, there was a Hispanic guy that came in, same guy that was at the grocery store later on, okay, months later. And he came in and stood like this. I'm sitting in the chair at her desk. So when he opens the door, we both look to see who's opening the door. He came in, I'm thinking he's a resident, maintenance request, blah, 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 blah. And I clearly remember speaking to him. You know how you speak, and he didn't speak back. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't say, hey, how you doing? But I was like, hi, And she spoke. She looked up and spoke to him. We both spoke. Acknowledged him. This dude was staring at me the whole mofo time I was sitting there in that chair before she finally asked him, can I help you? Do you need some help? He was staring. If looks could kill, I would be dead. That's how he was staring at me, staring me down. I'm thinking he's a resident. She said, excuse me. She said, can I help you? Do you need some help? I'm thinking he a resident. She knew who he was from just coming in the office, or maybe not. That doesn't mean he's not a resident. She didn't sign. She's not the one that did the lease with him. You know what I'm saying? He says, is she moving in? And she looked like she did the double take, like she knew it was me, but she wondering why he asking if I'm moving in. And she did her head like this, and I turned and looked at him. And he said, is she moving in? She said, she hesitantly said, yes. Then he looks at me again and stares me down and stands there like I was his motherfucking property, and stands there and finally walks out. I'm looking at her like, wow, he sure is nosy. You don't know. You don't know what's going on in the background. I didn't know what was going on in the background. It was weird later on how that apartment became available all of a sudden. Okay? 4725 in. That same guy was the same guy that was at the grocery store. Red Snapper, Mr. Red Snapper. I don't even eat no mofo red. I'll eat it. I mean, I've had it, but that's not my favorite. But it wasn't about whether that was my favorite or not. It was about him wondering several things. Who is this guy that I'm with? Who? Psycho, sociopath, narcissist. See somebody and trying to claim them as his, and y'all ain't had a damn thing going on ever. I'm actually supposed to be married to him. What? So, here we go. 4815 in. That's why I tell y'all, watch all my videos, because you don't know what I'm going to say. Ding. Okay, so these are the two reasons. David, I don't remember this guy's name, but thank you, dude. If you're looking at this video, thank you so much. Because that's the kind of dude I have to have in my life. I shouldn't have to tell you, after I've told you what's going on in my life, I shouldn't have to tell you everything. You got to see what's going on. Common sense. That street sense. He had that street sense. Oh, God, thank you. Let me when I asked him, wait a minute. He said, no, he asked me, he said, did you know who that was? Because they're over there souping it up like a couple of steps away from me because he pulled him over there, not pulled him, but he pulled him away from watching me. Because he was not taking his eyes off of me. So he pulled him to another, like maybe 5 or 6 steps away from where I am. Although he still turned around in my direction. Pervert. Okay. He made sure, and I remember he kept doing him like this, getting in front of him. And every time he got in front of him to block his view from seeing me, he would get out the way and move. They were doing a little dance for a while, but they were talking men. Well, man, what you know? Well, you go fishing because we talking about fish. I'm fishing to do some fish. Oh, well, He was so damn smart to not try to not only to block him from looking at me, not only to move him from right there by me. He was also smart enough to know that it was something wrong with that picture. He had already seen that guy at my apartment, just saw him outside. And I was fixing to say the third one really was that he took him over there. He was blocking him, but he knew. He started asking him questions like, okay, dude, you looking at, this lady over here, my homegirl, and you looking at her like she a damn piece of meat. Here go the meat right here in the meat market. That's the difference between a man that pays attention, that's on his shit, that street sense, and ladies, y'all agree with me, it's irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. I don't care what kind of money you got. If you don't have any street sense, which coupled along with common sense, to know something's wrong with that picture, I don't want to be with you. But this is what he said. He said, Kimmy, did you know who that was? And I said, I had to play it out. No, I didn't know. I said, well, however it went. I said, did you know who he was? Because, they talking. He said, hell yeah, I knew who that was. I just saw that mofo at your apartment when I went out there to go smoke a cigarette. And I saw how he was looking at you. He said what you didn't see was the reason why, not the reason why. He said I was looking down the aisle at him, looking at you way down there. Looking at you from way down there. Sorry. He said you didn't see him because you had your back to him. You was talking about the fish and stuff. I saw him, and it seemed like he said peeped. I peeped him looking at you from way down there. That's the kind of man I have to have in my life. Okay? Period. Straight shooter, 10 toes down, ain't playing with nobody, ain't taking nothing off nobody. Like literally. And even though he wasn't my man, although he was trying to talk to me, he's a man. But he was way more concerned with my well-being than if he could get in my underworld. Hands down. He even came home after 4 days or whatever. I'm getting worried about him. He came home after 4 days and I called him, I'm fine. Got some more clothes, took a shower, whatever the hell he did. I don't know what he did. Even told me that you can go in there in my bedroom if you want. But his bedroom, I started hearing things on the roof. Because it was some trees, the branches was over where he was. Okay, and he was on that floor, where the branches. And I kept hearing, y'all, but it wasn't branches. It wasn't, the wind wasn't even blowing. It was, okay, 53:35 in it, but I had to tell y'all all that. And these are videos I don't have to do because I'm telling you now. Quickly, the two things that gang stalkers will initiate: flying monkeys and perps. The reason why they initiate those people. You already been watched. I made that clear. To spy on someone else. This is why they're going to do it. First reason why they're going to ask you to do it is because all the evidence is on your devices. Oops. Did y'all hear what I said? They not dumb. They dumb but not dumb. You got all the evidence on your devices. You the one that got access to her. You the one that live close by her. We want all the access on your phone. So we're going to ask you to spy on her. Although we spying. Did y'all get that? We want to make it seem like we got to go through your phone in order to get this done. Because we don't live there. We got to make sure everything goes through you. You are the channel. We got to make sure things go with you. You the middleman to get this done. Because such and such and such and such and such. Second reason. They want you to, the reason why they want you to go in someone, if that person doesn't live with you, and they usually ask men to do this, but there's some women that think they bad, they gonna get their ass whooped. I'm just keeping it real. The reason why they ask flying monkeys or perps, aka perps, to come into that person's place to get something instead of them, cameras. They don't want their hands on the stuff. Cameras or they don't want their hands touching anything in there. Their fingerprints. Those are fingerprints. Guess whose fingerprints is gonna be on shit but theirs instead of theirs? Those two reasons. The evidence is on your device, and your fingerprints, if left at all, is going to be the fingerprints if something goes down. Because they don't want to get in trouble. Thirdly, guess who's going to be the one to get in trouble? They don't even know you. What you talking about? What you talking about? Huh? I asked you to do that? Those are not, and by law, guess what? They're in the clear. Because you did have the evidence on your phone, and those are your fingerprints. Gotta go. 5635 in. That's why they ask flying monkeys, aka perps, to do their dirty work. You gonna get arrested. They're not. Well, they are too, but I'm just saying. You definitely gonna get arrested. And if they go to jail, prison, they're not gonna do as much time as you. Because you had the evidence on you. The evidence comes from you. You're the one who did that. You didn't know it was a camera around the corner. Miss Jackson's camera got she has a camera on the outside of ring. You didn't know just because you passed through there all the time. You didn't know that her camera caught you going in her apartment. And you don't even live on that floor. You live on a different floor. Or you could live with the person. Okay? I'm going to go 5734 in. Money talks, bullshit walks. Most of these people are going to offer you even more money because of what you know. And most, they are going to offer you. If you get approached to be a gang stalker, flying monkey, they're not going to tell you you're a flying monkey, by the way. They're not going to tell you you're a perp. That's just the name. We know what the names are. In the gang stalking community, gang stalking victim community, they're flying monkeys and perps. Okay? They're not, I need you to be a flying monkey. How that sound? A flying monkey? Who's going to take their job? They're going to tell you they want you to they're not going to even say they want you to spy. It's certain words they're going to use. They don't even use the word spy. They use watch. I need you to watch this lady because we used to date, man. That's my ex-wife or that's my wife and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever they say to you is going to sound like something really small. You're really not doing anything. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, they didn't tell me all of that. What they said to me. Let me tell you something about that law. That law don't give a fuck about what you know. They do know this. You are grown. You're over 18 in most cases. And they do get younger ones. Okay, but I'm speaking on, okay, even 17 and older. But trust me. They get younger ones to do certain things too because they're younger. Okay? They'll work with the younger ones and depending on like going in someone's place, they're probably going to work with the younger ones because if they get in trouble, it's going to be, juvenile or if anything at all. It's their first time doing it. And then they'll get another person. It's their first time doing it. Then they'll get another youngster. It's their first time doing it. Guess what? They're going to wipe that under the rug. Usually these are their family members or their friends, kids, or some shit like that. Okay? So 5936 in. Ooh, 1 hour. Yay. Okay, so you guys just be careful. Much love. They can't stand me. Oh my God. Okay, much love, y'all. I'm going to close this out. Hasta la vista, Buenos Aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao Bella, ciao Bello, smooches gotta go. And bye. Post your comments below, but once again, you have to be a subscriber of the channel. Okay? Okay, ski. All right, and scroll down, you guys, and go to my other channel, like my other channel. Go to that channel. Well, you're already on this one. Subscribe to this one. Oh, God. Y'all, I love, because just as I'm about to close out that section of what I'm talking about, or I'm about to close out the video, God will say, you forgot something, Kimmy. Okay, so notifications. You guys, please, please, please. When you subscribe to the channels, both of them, wink, wink. When you subscribe to my channels and any new channels I create, please make sure you click that notification bell so that you will be one of the first to get notifications of new vids I post up. Can you do that? Can you do that for me? It's free. It's free. A lot of y'all not knowing when I post videos. Second thing I want to tell you before I go. You guys, please listen to please listen to the entire video. I'm not asking you to listen to the entire video because I'm trying to get, what is it called? Viewing time. The reason why I ask you guys to listen to all of my video, the entire video, is because I shoot straight from the hip, as you saw. Normally, I don't even have to write anything down. I don't. Look at my previous videos. I really don't. I'm all knowing. That's me. I don't have to do any of that. It comes from my brain. But the reason why I want you to watch all of the entire video, even if you have to split it up, go get something to eat, come back and watch the rest. The purpose of that is so you do not miss something. And that was not a part of the title. Let me say that again. You don't miss something that was not a part of the title. I just told you guys several things that had absolutely nothing to do with this title. Okay? Because I'm going to say some stuff that's going to open your eyes to stuff and where you'll be like, damn, I didn't know that, man. Or they follow me. And you know how many women have told me they get followed in the store as well? Okay? They follow me everywhere I go. When I go on this aisle. Here they come on this aisle. And I was just at a this was last year. I was at a DART station. The green line. DART is Dallas Area Rapid Transit. This is the last thing I'm gonna tell you. And I was working on the victory dust. I was, because I had to go here to work on this, put some of this in there, go somewhere else, to make the complete product. I can't do a complete step by step in this department. Like put some of this in there, put some of that. I can't. So I trick them because I know I'm being spied on. You might have part of it, but you're not gonna have all of it. So I'm at the Baylor station, okay, which is where the green line. There's the green, blue, red, and green, blue, red, and orange line. Those are the trains that go through Dallas, okay. But only the green line goes to Baylor station. Stay with me. So I'm at one of the little buses. There's buses that come. This one, though, this bus port where you can sit down is for people that are getting picked up right there, not by DART, but people that are getting picked up by some other little bus place to go to a job or something. Let me hurry up. If it stops, there's not going to be a part 2. I hear this lady loudly, and I mentioned this in another video. Stop fucking following me every blah, 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 where I go. And of course, I turned around because that's me. I'm going to say that. So I'm looking like to see who it is, and she's coming towards me. I said, excuse me, ma'am. I let her smell the victory dust. Let me say that she loved it. Side note. But I said, ma'am, excuse me. And she looked at me like, bitch, because you mad. I've done it. You like, what you want, but not being mean. She looking like, what? I said, ma'am, I heard you telling that person to stop following you, that Hispanic dude. I said, are you a gang stalking victim? She said, hell yeah. These motherfuckers follow me every blah, blah, blah. She just went off. She went off. In my apartment. I don't care where I am. Blah, 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 blah. Now to the point where the bus she was going to get on had turned. She was going to go down there and catch the bus because the bus comes there too. 3 buses. She had to run down there to catch the bus because she was just that mad. So I'm telling you, this shit is real. Y'all be careful. Gotta go. Bye.